Hey guys, Woods Farm here, just out in the shop. Got a MasterCraft MIG flux-core welder here, and this thing stopped working a while ago. Basically what happened was the wire feed motor stopped working. I believe everything else is functional. It just stopped feeding the wire. So I've got a replacement unit. I'm going to show you how to replace it, and we'll get this thing working again. Okay, so like I mentioned, this welder stopped working. It basically stopped feeding wire. I already had it apart once and I didn't see any other issues. I think it's the motor in the wire feed system that stopped working. So I've got a replacement. It came off of Amazon. As far as I can tell, it's the exact same unit. It was like $19.95, very affordable. You can get it right off Amazon.ca. So I've got that replacement part. So we're going to change it out and try to get this thing running again. So basically there's a drive motor. You spool the wire. I've got other videos on how to spool the wire and use the welder. You can check those out. But basically there's a little motor in here and it drives the wire through when you press the trigger. And it stopped actually moving the wire through. There's a little motor in here, two little spools, and it just kind of pushes the wire through. So I've got a replacement of one of these units here. We're going to change it out and get this thing running. Okay, here's the replacement one. You can see there's the motor. And like I said, Amazon.ca. And this looks pretty close to this one. So I think we just remove this one. We'll be able to swap this one in and we should get this thing working again. So the basic tools you're going to need: Phillips screwdriver, needle nose pliers, pair of side cutters, and some wire strippers, and probably some butt connectors and a spade terminal or two. I figured this is going to be pretty straightforward. It looks like you have a couple of small screws right here, and this plate comes off, and you can more or less probably take off the whip there and get that out of the way. And then it looks like there's four Phillips or star screws, and the whole thing will come off. Okay, I thought we might be able to take this off without removing the full cover, but you can see these two large wires in here. They feed through the assembly, so I'm pretty sure they're probably connected in the back. We'll have to access that, disconnect them, and that'll allow us to remove this, and then when it comes time to replace this unit, feed them back through. Okay, there's a series of screws that hold this blue metal shroud onto the welder. You're going to have to remove all of those screws. Also, those larger ones that hold the handle, they're probably going to have to come off too. Okay, so the largest wire actually comes up and then loops back out on the other side and goes to the negative terminal. Then there's the air hose, the air line. That would be if you were going to use the welder for gas, but we've just been using flux-core. But there's that clear hose, that's the gas hookup, and then there's another wire right here. It's two smaller wires. It looks like a red and a blue wire that go into this connector to the circuit board. The air hose goes all the way towards the back of the machine. There's a few little zip ties holding it, and it comes out at the back. You'd have to disconnect all of that. These little wires here will need to get disconnected, and the larger wire will have to get disconnected as well and all fed back through. When it comes to the air hose, I think I'm just going to cut it. I don't use the gas system on this welder, just use flux-core. but depending if you're using gas, you're going to have to take the time to unhook that line. Back on the other side, that's the negative terminal. This is the positive wire because it's set up for flux-core. You can see there's a different polarity, but this is the one that needs to get disconnected. Right here is where I chose to cut the air line. That would allow you the easiest way to splice it back together if you had to use like a barbed connector to splice it back, and you wouldn't have to feed it out quite as far. But if you don't want to do that, you could just cut it right in here if you're not worried about reassembling the gas system. Right in here is another spot where you could cut the air line if you're not worried about ever using the gas system. So 2 blue wires, they go off up and back into the other side of the welder. It's these 2 thicker ones that we're worried about. There's potentially a tool that will allow you to release these from the harness, from the connector. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them and I'll be able to resplice them back together later. I just stripped back some of the insulation so I have enough wire to work with when it comes to splicing these together. So we're just going to cut them. So now that all of these are pulled through, I should be able to disconnect the motor and pull the whole unit off. So there's the motor, and you can see there's a black and a red wire going to the motor. Just kind of take note of the position of these 2 wires, the red and the black. Once the wires are disconnected from the back, finish unscrewing this unit, and it should just come right out. This was the trickiest part, the motor, reconnecting it. They were actually soldered to the original, so I had to add these little connectors to the ends of the wires, and I did not have the right size. You need very, very small connectors. Couple of options here. You could solder a few inches of wire onto that motor and then attach the motor, and then you could use butt connectors to reconnect the wires. You could get the right size connectors, but this is what I cobbled together. And you can also see up here, I've got butt connectors that are reattaching these wires. Let's power this thing up and do a quick test before we spool some wire on here. The fan comes on. And it seems to be working. Okay, it welds. That was the problem, just the drive motor, and that was a pretty quick and easy fix. Very cheap to get this thing back up and running. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap this video up here. That was a pretty quick and easy fix for the MasterCraft flux-core welder. There's a couple of different models of welder like this. Some of them are MIG or flux-core or both. But they all basically are the same unit, especially that drive motor. So if the wire stops feeding on your unit, it's probably going to be the problem with the drive motor. So you get a cheap part, put it in, and you'll get your welder back up and running. If you have any questions or comments about the repair, leave them below and I'll try to get back to you. Make sure to check out the channel for other welding content using MasterCraft welders. And as always, thanks for watching.